Hi. Hello and welcome back to another artist studio vlog. My name is Yona, better known online as Kabujiro. I draw stuff, I make stuff, and I share it on the internet. I guess that's the intro. Yeah, this week we are getting a lot of very organizational stuff done. I just finished my bookkeeping for the last quarter. I did my taxes, which is the thing that I procrastinated doing while filming last week's convention wrap-up vlog. If you haven't checked that out yet, you can find it down below or just somewhere on my channel. But this week I'm trying to get back into the groove of making new stuff. Like I said last week, I've been so busy with conventions and trying to sell the existing products that I designed in the past few months and years that I didn't really have time to fully sit down, clear my head, work on some new things. But this week I have set aside a lot of time to do that. And then there's also some logistical things that we're doing this week. I have a new contract with the post office, which means they now come and pick up my packages, which is great. For the past 5 years, I always had to lug everything to the post office, and with the onigiri bag pre-order, I just realized that wasn't feasible anymore, and I finally hit like the minimum amount of packages I need to send in a year for a contract, like a special deal, to be viable. So I get better shipping rates. So if you order any of my bulkier objects, you'll notice that the price doesn't increase. Usually before, when you were ordering like the embroidered keychains or the pins and like socks, like the smaller items, the rate was relatively inexpensive. But if you ordered bulkier items like the onigiri bag, like the sweaters, all of that good stuff, it was a little bit more expensive. And now I have a fixed price for everything, so you can mix and match different items and it's all a lot easier. I spent yesterday was Monday, setting that up in the online store. They told me they had a Shopify plugin. The Shopify plugin isn't ready yet apparently, so the first few weeks it's a bit messy having to manually input all of the orders, but afterwards it should be super smooth and super fast. Is my chair squeaking? I have a new cushion. It is very funky. It's from the expo in Osaka, the World Expo. It's their mascot, Myaku Myaku. I'm just gonna put that to the side and hope I don't squeak too much. I'm a professional YouTuber. I know what I'm doing-ish. Anyways, so yeah, that is something. And the first pickup date for the post office is tomorrow. So I have a bunch of orders ready that are going out tomorrow as well. So taxes are done. The logistics of that is done. You don't see me typing on a computer in this vlog. What I actually want to do today is get ready for my calligraphy class. I do Japanese calligraphy. I've been doing this for the past 7-8 years now ish. It started when I lived in Japan back in 2016, so that's 9 years. Wow, I'm getting old. And it's been a lot of fun. It really helps with my art as well, since you focus a lot on like brush strokes and making sure that every line is exactly where it's supposed to be and kind of how the flow and composition of everything works. And I have another lesson today with my calligraphy teacher, Junko Baba, who I love, I adore. She's one of the highest ranked Japanese calligraphers in Europe. She's absolutely amazing. She also does really cool performances. I'll leave a link to her Instagram down below. A few months ago, the University of Vienna invited the two of us, the Japanese faculty for East Asian Studies, the Japanese department. I should know what it's called. I did study there. I did my BA at the University of Vienna in East Asian Studies. Invited us to spray paint and paint one of their these NCs. If you've ever been to Vienna, it's these iconic seating structure bench kind of things. They are massive, they are super bulky, and they even imported two to the expo in Osaka for the Austrian pavilion. There's two in front of the building. Let's see if I have a picture somewhere. I'm giving myself more editing jobs. But we painted that and we covered it in calligraphy the end of last year, early this year, and now I'm just continuing my regular lessons. That is enough rambling for this intro. I think I'm gonna get to practicing so that I'm warmed up, so that when I'm at her atelier I don't need to spend the full hour that I have just getting warmed up, and I'm not as rusty since I have been neglecting it. I did a few workshops in the past year and I've been practicing, but I need to find a way to incorporate it into my art making process as well. So that is the plan. See you in a bit. Okay, so I was gonna start practicing and warming up, but I can't find my brushes. I'm gonna continue looking for them in a second, but what I did find, or what I knew where it was, are the calligraphy books you get from Nihon Shuji, which is the Japanese Calligraphy Institute where I do my lessons. We have like the last few months, and they're sorted in kanji and like the kana style. So kanji is, you get an assignment like this, and then it comes like different styles. We have gyosho, sosho, and the first one I showed you is kaisho. You can see this one has like very sharp corners and very straight lines. This one is somewhere in between that, and then this one is like super soft and flowy and like very hard to read. And then there's ones with like a bunch of different characters, and then more obscure and older styles. I am not very good at like Rinsho and Reisho and all of the others. But isn't this lovely? A friend of mine asked recently what the appeal is of Japanese calligraphy and like what the goal is. And I just think it looks neat and it's like very relaxing and like simple, and then you can kind of breathe and have your brush strokes and all of that. So yeah, that is why I enjoy it. And then this is the Kana book, which again is a style like this, so it's longer scripts and it's very, very kind of hard to read, and like a lot of like modern Japanese people who have no idea how to actually properly read this, since it also occasionally uses older characters and is so complex. But you use like a very fine brush and you write it all in one long line, and I just find it very relaxing, and I think it just looks cool as well. It takes me a while to decipher the things as well. I try to be able to read it before I write it. So the way this system works is that you get these books sent to you every month, or in this case to my calligraphy teacher, and then you go there, you write it. So you kind of make sure to write the same thing and keep it like in the same style and keep the same essence of the prompt. And then it's sent to Japan. They correct it. They go over in like a red, orangey ink and make sure that it's like what you could do better, if it's like too close together, if the line is wonky, if the spacing isn't correct, all of that good stuff. And then if it's good enough, you reach a higher rank. I currently have the 5th dan, which is the highest rank you can get with like the regular system, and then you can get the 6th, 7th, and 8th like master rank through a commission exam that is once a year, where you also need to know history and like styles and need to write in Japanese, and I'm scared. I should be doing it soon. I'm aiming for it. I'm still practicing, so that's gonna be fun. So yeah, I'm gonna continue looking for my brushes. I'm gonna stop rambling and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I am back. As you can see, my ink-stained hands just got back. I did find my brushes. I ended up not needing them, but here's a... Hope the brush is fine. Here's a lovely little overview of my standard brush set for like different size strokes. Okay, this brush survived as well. Look at how small it is. These are cute. I ended up not using any of these because we were writing one of the very long, big formats, and you need a huge brush for that, and I don't own one of those, so I used one of my teachers, but I can show you what we wrote. Here's the July assignment book. And if you are a lower rank student, you get like one of these big papers that you can use to copy the writing, and it's roughly the same size, so you can orient yourself. But if you are a higher rank, you get this, which is half a page. It's of course super small compared to what you actually wrote. And I have the super rough practice versions with me, the nice ones we kept there to still decide later what to send. But here I think this is the first one I wrote as a warm-up, so it's not the nicest, but you can see it's significantly bigger than that small piece of paper, so you need to make sure that all of the characters fit in here size-wise so that the proportions of each character are correct. Here they are not fully corrected and there's some stuff that needs to be worked out. But I just love the feel of this and the texture. So yeah, I have one more lesson next week, but now I need to get back to actual work. Good morning. It is now the next day. I hope you can see me and it's not too backlit over here. But I made some progress yesterday and I want to show you what that progress is. Which is... My desk mat designs are finally done. I made 3 of them. One I showed you in last week's vlog, but I can open it up again as well so that you don't need to go recheck that. Here it is. So this was the one from last week. It's this food illustration collage type one, which is a style I go for a lot with like all of these elements in a collage style. The second one was also just a very easy existing design, which is this dragon illustration I did at this point years ago, but I don't really display anymore, but it fits the aspect ratio of the 40:80, the 1:2 quite well, so I thought why not bring it back. And the third one is an illustration that I now have put on a lot of things. I have shirts and prints and pins based on this original samurai illustration. So we have the samurai armor on one side and then all of these tools on the other. And every time I want to use this again for a different type of product, I need to reformat and restructure it. But it's always good to have like different target audiences. I have a group of people who follow me for like these type of food illustrations, so that's what they buy, and it's a bit cuter and brighter. Then I have this more moody samurai, quote-unquote, masculine style, which does very well with a very different type of audience, but also quite well wholesale with places like the Samurai Museum in Berlin, who stock quite a bit of my stuff. And then the dragon illustration is like Japanese, it has a landscape in it, and then the dragon is a bit like mystical and cutesy, so that kind of appeals to everyone. So it's a good split. If it were to be fully analytical, I'd have to do like one more like very cutesy pink thing to fit all of the kind of niches that I go for. But for now, these 3 designs are what I'm aiming to please. Plus the food fits into my yearly theme this year with the onigiri bag, with the soy sauce fish bags, with all of the food embroidered charms and the ramen shiba figurine, which I don't think I've ever showed you in this vlog, so let me fix that real quick. This is a project I started many, many years ago. There might be vlogs from 2023 even that have like original sketches and illustrations. It's this ramen Shiba-san ramen chef art figurine which I designed, which I'm still super proud of, even though it is one of the biggest flops in my business, I guess. It's not particularly popular at events or online, and I had to order a lot of them, so they are just sitting around in my studio at the moment. But if I can get it out, this is what the art toy looks like, with like Pop Mart and Labubus and everybody loving these kind of collectible toys. I thought, why not make my own? And I am happy with how it turned out, but I can see how I could do better next time, if there is a next time, since it was a very big, expensive project. Yeah, they can't all be hits. But now I have a lot of them, so I might be doing a giveaway or something like that quite soon. But here he is, and yeah, you saw my D&D socks in the last week. You saw me work on the food illustration socks. So yeah, I even have the sardine socks now. It really is a food theme. And I'm thinking about doing 1 or 2 more, box sets are free, so there isn't just the one box set, but there's actual options. Oh, I just got a message from my desk mat manufacturer. I need to create the packaging sticker for them as well. So let's go do that right now. Hi. Okay, this is a big time jump. I have different hair. I have glasses now. Let's ignore the fact that I haven't filmed this outro in 2 months and I'm only getting back to the footage right now. Anytime you see me with this hair and these glasses in the next 2 to 3 vlogs, just realize that my SD card with a lot of the footage just vanished. I believe it was taken at Konichi because a small bag was missing after that convention with a little bit of the convention cash, luckily just not a lot, and some SD cards taken from my booth, I suppose. So I have been just putting off editing this because I don't have the rest of this week's vlog. But I can show you the desk mats because they're here already. There's one on my desk behind me. You'll see the full unboxing in the next vlog. But we were talking about the stickers, and the stickers look like this. This is the packaging for the desk mats. They have a drawstring, and then it has this design. It's always the design of the sticker of the desk mat with the slightly arched text and then all of the legal specifications. This is of course not the correct desk mat. I just put the one I had on my desk in here, which is great. You can reuse these bags if you have multiple desk mats to switch out between like seasons or for special occasions. This is the samurai desk mat with the big illustration here. And then this is the correct desk mat. This is the food one, and I chose the onigiri cat because it's the cutest and it fits well in like the square space I have for the sticker. Yeah, it's always fun working on packaging. I'm currently filming like a branding mini-series all about packaging design and stuff like that. Oh wow, this chair is very squeaky. I apologize for that. But more about that in future videos. My goal now is to just get these videos out as soon as possible so that we are slowly back up to date. We filmed this. Technically, there should have been a Konichi convention vlog, but Konichi, unfortunately, the SD card just is nowhere to be found. I checked all of my bags. I have exciting new samples. I'm not going to turn this around because it has fun stuff, but I just would have hoped the SD card is in there, but it's not. It's just gone. So my Annie Night vlog, unfortunately, the entirety of it was on that card, and I cannot find it, but I did film the Annie Night prep. Then I filmed Konichi prep, and I filmed gamescom prep, I filmed gamescom, and I did not film Konichi because I was so backlogged anyways. So there are a few more vlogs coming of past footage, and then I will get back to showing you all of the new and exciting things I'm currently working on. So until then, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.